Ladies and gentlemen, fellow DePIN revolutionaries, Michael from Hotspotty here, excited to tell you about a new feature we just dropped called Verified Projects. So this is deepinhub.io/verified, new page, and this will actually tell you about it. But I'm going to walk you through it briefly today, but you can always go to this page to learn more. So you will see right here, latest verified projects. These are projects that we have recently done a due diligence assessment with, and they now have a purple badge on their listing page. So we're going to come back to that in a moment. But let's back up first. What is this about? Why are we doing this? Well, we first of all, we asked our attendees of the DePIN Revolution event that we had back in August, where over 2,500 people signed up and turned out. What was the number one feature you would like to see on DePIN Hub? And the winner, with about 62% of feedback, was a due diligence or verification framework. So like some way for people to basically streamline or shortcut that kind of rigorous process of figuring out what is a good or healthy investment, whether that's of cash, time, resources, whatever. So that is what we have done. Um, so on top of that, the deep in space is really heating up. That means there's more and more projects entering the space. Some of those people may just be trend jacking the term because it's easier to fundraise, whereas others are like truly invested in, the concept, the ethos, etc. Also, now, some people say there's over 1,000 DePINs already in the market. Obviously, not all of those are in DePIN Hub. We do like to do some kind of pre-screening before we put them on the platform. So we can guarantee that at least everybody is somewhat legit, right? But there's obviously still, even of the 160 plus projects we have there, a difference between a project that's been operating for a few years that might have, hundreds of thousands of people in their community, tens of thousands of nodes deployed, multi-billion dollar FDV, real world revenue versus a project that's really new, that's bootstrapped with like 5 people, really small community, pre-token, pre-revenue, right? But the issue was that previously on DePIN Hub, these projects actually looked exactly equal next to each other. So you would really have to do your own research to try to figure out if there was a difference, in maturity or risk level. So now we're trying to kind of shortcut that process for you to streamline it, to just make it way easier for you to identify projects that are a bit more mature, and at least are valid as a proper deepened project and have gone through some level of assessment. We can't guarantee that anything is safe. We can't guarantee ROI. We can never do that, and this is not financial advice, but we can at least say that they have undergone and passed our own rigorous due diligence process. So briefly touching on the process, you can read more about it here. You can also click these links, but this will take you to a Git book, which is pretty detailed. It's actually written more for the projects themselves if they're interested in going through the assessment process, but you can also check it out. Um, so some of the pillars are here. Again, well, first and foremost, it's important to note that this is not a pay to play thing. We do assess a small fee. We've tried to keep that fee quite reasonable so it's accessible to all projects, just because it takes us a lot of work and time to do it. But it doesn't matter what you pay, you don't get the badge unless you pass. To pass, you have to get 75 or more out of 100. And those points are based off of about 20 questions in a form that the project fills out that our team assess that covers everything from tokenomics to your community size to your go-to-market model, revenue model, to your team's background and relevance in the industry that you operate in, etc. Um, Actually, the guy on our team that helped build this out is ex-auditor at PwC and a crypto degen, but it's also coalescing basically all of the experience that we have at Hotspotty over the past 4+ years in DePIN, doing everything from deploying hardware to building blockchain infrastructure and map explorers to growing and working with communities and actually investing as well our own money in the space. So it's kind of all of our lessons. And then on top of that, we then sanity checked it with some partners at DePIN Focus VCs, an analyst, and other project founders as well. So it's not just our own kind of thing, right? This has been sort of verified on its own. Our verification system has also been verified, right? So that's the idea. Now, how do you use it? How does it work? Well, first of all, on DePIN Hub on the homepage, you've probably seen our leaderboards here, but right below, we now have a verified project section. So all of the latest projects will be here. You will see the purple badge with the check mark. That is the indicator that they have passed the verification process. If you click, you will end up on the project's listing page, which you're probably familiar with, but now you will see the badge and verified project. Here, you have this tooltip. When you hover over it, This means that Hive Mapper has been through a rigorous due diligence verification by the DePIN Hub team and partners. And you can click on it and it will take you back to that landing page I just showed you. So that is pretty cool. On top of it, on the projects page itself, which is probably the most popular page of our website after the home page, this is where people are usually conducting a lot of their research. You will see that now the verified projects automatically will always go to the top. We want you to see them first because they have gone through this process, and we do, we realize that and recognize that they have more traction than often some of the other projects and have de-risked you perhaps a little bit through all of that traction, investment, community, etc. So that's why we're putting them at the top. Over time, there'll be a lot more than these three. It's just the first three because we just launched the feature and it takes a lot of time to do the verification. So hopefully over time, you'll start seeing many rows of these verified projects, but you'll always be able to find them here at the top. So look for the badge. Hopefully this helps you guys out a little bit doing your research. It makes you feel a little bit better. We're trying to save you time and help you with your DePIN participation. So have fun. DYOR, use the badge, and we'll see you back at DePIN Hub with more updates soon. A lot of big things coming before the end of the year. Michael, signing off. Thanks.